Peace. Yesterday, I just got back from Europe. Went to 6 different countries. What's up? Yeah, besides the point, you know what I'm saying? While I was gone, people been saying, you know what I'm saying, stuff about Visions in Blue, how much they like it, and all that. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I got like props the first day the day it came out, everybody was like, they liked it. You know what I'm saying? People are still getting at me with it. You know what I mean? And so I just thought that, you know what I'm saying, so many concepts all intertwined into one big concept in Visions in Blue. I thought I would, you know what I mean, strip down the complexity and break it down for y'all, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Nothing serious, just something slight, you know what I mean? Because I do want y'all to try and figure it out yourselves. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying, I'm just break down some basic stuff. Um, You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was like meaning behind basically everything on the whole freaking EP. You know what I mean? There was meaning behind the name. There was meaning behind the sound bites, and there was meaning behind even the date that it dropped. You know what I mean? So I'm about to break down that right quick. I'm a I'm gonna break down the name first. Originally, the name Visions in Blue, that was actually the name of the beat that Jay Blanco sent me. You know, I just expounded upon that concept. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, you have the soundbite from the Matrix, right? And he's talking about red pill and the blue pill. Red pill represents, you know what I'm saying, escaping the illusion of this world and all that, or of this life that, you know what I'm saying, the straw man life, as I would like to call it. And blue was just representing that illusion. It's like, all right, if you take the blue pill, you're gonna stay in this illusion. You take the red pill, you're gonna get out of this illusion. You know what I'm saying? So it's visions in blue. I'm expressing what I'm seeing go on in this illusion and all this, and people trying to escape that illusion through their own different ways. And you see that um, a lot of it was actually a lot of the concept was inspired by this book that my uncle Ronnie gave me, called Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. You know what I'm saying? I got it over there with my pile of books over there, just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a picture. You know what I'm saying, for that reading, John. That the God Wise Intelligence started. You know what I'm saying? You know how planking is and all that. Fuck that shit. We reading, niggas. So make sure y'all post pictures of y'all reading and shit. Fuck planking. That's how slaves were stacked sometimes. So yeah, we ain't with that. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, back to the concept. Um, yeah, so that's the meaning behind the name and all that. So when you think Visions in Blue, you're imagining just, you know what I'm saying, living in this illusion. You know what I mean? And so that's what that means. That's where that concept comes from. Oh yeah, right, yeah, Siddhartha. Um, Siddhartha is about a young man who leaves his home in order to find find himself basically. You know what I mean? He left his father's home because he was like, everything's the same here. You know what I'm saying? You got the temples, you got the rocks, everything is the same, and he didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So he goes through all this stuff. He goes from being a samana in the forest to you know what I'm saying, becoming a lover, to becoming big shot, all that, you know what I'm saying, with the money, gambling, hoes. He was a fucking businessman, all that kind of shit, basically. And it sort of it was too much. He became gluttonous with it, and you know what I'm saying, he's like, what's happened to me and all that. So he leaves that life. And he meets this man who he met at the river one time. And he's like, he taught him the ways of the river and how the river only lives in the present. You know what I'm saying? and so he learned that sort of knowledge of self and all that, and you know what I mean. He realized by the end of his life that everything changes. You know what I'm saying. Basically everything returns. You know what I'm saying. Everything exists within the cipher. You know what I'm saying. Nothing remains the same. You know what I'm saying, as it says at the end. So that and so he was sort it was sort of like his visions in blue. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the concept was inspired by that book. So the sound bites are from the movie version of Siddhartha, you know what I'm saying, by Herman Hesse. And so that played a role in that. Yeah, so that's how I explain the name. Now the breakdown behind the date that it dropped, no, it has nothing to do with fucking Independence Day. Fuck that shit. That was for white motherfuckers. No offense to cool white folks, but fuck the founding fathers of America. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? They was all slave masters. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them were slave masters. So fuck them. You know what I'm saying? They was hypocrites. So anyway, the way I break down the date, you know what I'm saying? This is my debut, basically. And the date, July 4th, was also the date that Master Farad Muhammad made his debut, you know what I'm saying, with the Nation of Islam. And so, you know what I mean? That was and it was to you know what I'm saying, he was declaring black independence from the white race. And so the it was ironic because he did it on July 4th. That was the meaning behind that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad did the same, and that's why I have that soundbite of him talking about building a nation for self in the last song. You know what I'm saying? He's like you should be studying how to build a nation for yourself, and so I released it on that day because of that. And I actually came up with that part of the concept like a week before it came out because I figured that I would be out by July 4th because I was leaving for Europe on July 6th, so I had to drop it on that. And that was a meaningful date, so I was like, why not drop it then? You know what I mean? I was finishing the last song at 1 in the morning up until 5, 6 in the morning on July 4th. You know what I'm saying? And it dropped at the God Hour on July 4th. You know what I'm saying? Around like 7:50 something. So, you know what I'm saying? There was meaning behind the fucking moment that it dropped and all that. You know what I mean? So, that's the meaning behind the name and that's the meaning behind the date. You know what I mean? So, it's sort of like my debut. You know what I'm saying? To break all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Blow niggas out the water and show them what's real. And, yeah, let me see. What else? What other concepts was up in there? Let me see. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Everything else was like just went in with it. You know what I mean? It all flows. You know what I'm saying? You have the intro, the return, um, shadow boxing, which was sort of just a joint that I threw in there. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really have much to do with the concept necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? It was a joint on the album. And the soundbite that came after it had to do with the next song. They didn't necessarily have much to do with the concept, but it still had sound bites from the movies, and it sort of went, you know what I mean? Because it had to do sort of with the subject matter, but not the concept of the whole thing overall. You know what I'm saying? Then the spot didn't have much to do with the concept. You know what I'm saying? Joy and Pain had it was sort of like my visions in blue, because I remember once like third verse where I remember when they got a real big fight. I remember I was looking up. This was before I had like the full knowledge itself. I was looking up the sky. I was asking God why. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say. I used to think I was figured God had me maroon right. Figured I was doom right in Visions and Blue the intro. I was trying to see through a few night with a few mind. I lose sight but soon find. I was still straight gazoon tight. You know what I'm saying? So I was basically saying that. You know what I'm saying? I was looking towards a mystery God to try and help me out, try and get my parents to stay together or some shit. And I was asking why to the mystery guy. I was looking up at the sky, and you know what I'm saying. My red pill was realizing that God was in me. You know what I mean? And all the creation and all that. Before then, I had some of that knowledge, but I wasn't really living that at that time. You know what I'm saying? I had heard it out. I didn't really fully understand and overstand it. You know what I'm saying? But now I completely understand how God is within and not up in the sky. You know what I mean? So I don't look there no more. I look inside me. You know what I'm saying? And the people around me. Yeah. So, let me see. Fake friends. That ain't really have to do with the concept necessarily. Lamentation. That was the oldest song on the EP. I actually wrote that joint like toward the end of '09. The only thing that was different, the only line that I threw in there was the joint about my pop dying, because that happened in 2010 last year. You know what I'm saying? Late 2010. So I threw that in there. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a salute to Ronnie G. Had to put that in there. You know what I mean? Um, and then next song, Illusions, that sort of had to do with, you know what I'm saying? That had to do with the concept big time. I even say it, you know what I'm saying? I explained the concept last line in my joint. The devil's knowledge is only 32 degrees below, kid. That means it's frozen, and yours is too. So what you're supposing is true is that which is meant to elude you from revealing the illusions we misconstrue, the meaning of visions in blue. You know what I'm saying? So if you really break it down, you know what I'm saying, you really take the time to listen, read the lyrics, do the knowledge to it. You know what I'm saying? You get a better understanding. You can take away from it. You know what I'm saying? Even people who don't understand the real complex shit that I be talking about, they can take it away from like shit I was talking about, like enjoying pain and shit like that. Every line. You know what I'm saying? I just leave it up to the listener to interpret, take their own meaning from whatever. You know what I mean? It may not even be something that I intended in that, but they may take it a certain message from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of artists be getting that. You know what I'm saying? When you put that kind of complexity behind the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is gonna be reading in between the lines. They gonna find some other shit that you didn't even notice that was in your rhymes. You know what I mean? But they're gonna draw their inspiration from it. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of niggas have already told me that, you know what I'm saying, like I can relate to this shit. You know what I mean? Or I feel this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, I mean, I really love how everybody been showing me love and shit like that, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all keep pushing that message. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep living it. Y'all keep spreading the word about Visions in Blue, about E.L.P.J, Ice Wi-Fi. You know what it is. Um, since I'm back from Europe, you're gonna be seeing some more live performances of me. You know what I'm saying? This month I'm gonna try. I can't make any promises at all because you know how long it took Visions in Blue to be done. But I might drop another tape in August, late August. Verbal Technique Volume 1. That's up next, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's basically me just rhyming my ass off, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no real concept behind that. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just sort of like a mixtape, John. Just me spitting. Spitting real different, as my man's Jules would say. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'll be working. MCs, DJs, whatever. Y'all hit me up if y'all want me to feature on y'all shit. Hear me? You know what I'm saying? I do my shit for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my name out there and all that. It's already Visions in Blue already up in the air. Next movement, baby. You know what I'm saying? I keep it moving. Laws of inertia. I can't stop now. So, yeah, it's pretty much it. I ain't got much to say left. So, but now I'm gonna just say one love. You know what I mean? All right, I'm out. Peace.